Do you have someone's name saved in your phone? Someone you once laughed with every single day, and now you haven't spoken in over a year? No fight, no drama, no goodbye, just silence. That's the most heartbreaking kind of loss nobody talks about. Because nobody tells you that one of the cruelest things adulthood does, quietly, without warning, is scatter your people. Her name was Leila. She turned 30 on a Tuesday in October, and for the first time in her life, she did not know who to call. Not because no one existed, but because somewhere in the blur of the last 5 years, promotions, relocations, relationships, routines, the people she had once called her people had simply drifted. There was Priya, her college roommate, the one who knew every embarrassing story, every old scar, every dream Leila had before the world got heavy. Priya had moved to Vancouver for her husband's job. They texted on birthdays, sometimes. There was Daniel, Leila's closest friend from her first job. They used to eat lunch together every single day for 3 years. Then he got promoted, she changed companies, and the lunches became, "We should catch up soon," which both of them knew meant never. There was Sarah, Lena, James, friends from different chapters of her life, all of them still alive, all of them still good people, all of them somehow, some way, gone. And here is what made Leila's chest ache the most. It was nobody's fault. Nobody had betrayed anyone. Nobody had been cruel. Life had simply done what life does at 30. It handed everyone a full plate and quietly removed the table where they used to sit together. That night, Leila sat alone with her birthday cake and asked herself a question that changed everything. When did I stop being someone's person? The next morning, she picked up her phone, not to scroll, not to post, to reach out. She opened her chat with Priya, dormant for 11 months, and typed the most terrifying 4 words she had typed in years. I miss you, genuinely. Then she put the phone face down and walked away, because the vulnerability of that moment was almost unbearable. 20 minutes later, her phone buzzed. "Leila, I was literally just thinking about you. I miss you so much. Can we call tonight?" Leila read that message 3 times. And then she cried, not from sadness, but from relief, because she had been so afraid that the distance meant the feeling had died. It hadn't. It had just been waiting for someone to be brave enough to go first. That call with Priya lasted 4 hours. They talked about everything, the big things, the small things, the things that had been sitting quietly in both of them with nowhere to go. By the end, something had shifted. A door that had slowly swung shut over 5 years of busyness had been pushed open again, not all the way, but open. And Leila realized something important that night. Friendships don't die, they go dormant. And dormant things can be woken up. But only if someone is willing to do the uncomfortable, unglamorous, deeply human work of reaching out first. If this story is making you think of someone right now, pause this video, go send them a message, seriously. Right now, I'll be here when you come back. The awkward text is worth it. Keep watching. Leila decided to do something that felt almost absurd in the age of algorithms and group chats. She made a list, not of tasks, of people. Every person she genuinely missed, every friendship that had faded not because it was broken, but simply because neither of them had tended to it. She wrote down 12 names. Then she made herself a simple promise. 1 real personal message per week. Not a meme forwarded, not a comment on an Instagram post, a real message, specific, honest. "I was thinking about the time we did this and it made me smile." Or, "I heard this song and it reminded me of you." Or simply, "I've been meaning to say, I'm glad you exist." It felt ridiculous at first. Some people didn't respond. Some took weeks. 2 never wrote back at all. And Leila had to make peace with the possibility that not every dormant thing wants to be woken. Some friendships do end, and that's a loss worth grieving too. But the ones who wrote back? Those friendships came back to life like something she hadn't known she was starving for. Daniel called her on a random Wednesday just to laugh about something that happened at his new job, the way they used to talk every single day. Sarah flew in for a long weekend, and they stayed up until 3 a.m. talking about everything they had been carrying alone. James sent her a voice note that lasted 14 minutes, just catching up, just talking, the way old friends do when the walls come back down. It wasn't perfect. It wasn't the effortless closeness of their early 20s, when proximity did all the work and friendship required nothing but showing up. It was better, because now it was chosen. Here is what Leila learned by 30. Adult friendships don't survive on autopilot. Nobody wakes up one day and decides they don't need the people who shaped them. But everyone gets busy. Everyone carries invisible weight. Everyone assumes the other person is too occupied, too moved on, too changed to want to reconnect. And so everybody waits, and the silence grows, and the distance feels permanent, when really it was just one awkward text away from breaking. The people worth keeping in your life are worth the vulnerability of reaching out first. They're worth the text you've been thinking about sending for 6 months. They're worth the phone call that starts with, "This is random, but I've been thinking about you." They're worth the slightly terrifying moment of saying, "I miss you," and not knowing if it will be received. Because here is the truth that Leila now carries with her like something precious. Some of the most important people in your life are sitting on the other side of a message you haven't sent yet. They're not waiting for a perfect moment. They're just waiting for you to go first. So go first. Be the one who reaches out. Be the one who says it out loud. Be the one who books the call, plans the trip, sends the voice note at 11 p.m. because you thought of something funny and you thought of them. Adult friendships don't survive on autopilot, but they absolutely survive and thrive on purpose. There's someone watching this right now who has a name in their heart, someone they've been meaning to reach out to for weeks, months, maybe longer. And life keeps happening, and the text keeps not getting sent, and the friendship keeps fading a little more each day, not from cruelty, but from inertia. This is your sign. Not tomorrow. Not when things calm down. Now. Pause this. Open your phone, send the text, say the thing. Make the awkward move. Because 10 years from now, you won't wish you had worked one more late night or scrolled one more hour. You'll wish you'd called them more. The awkward first text is worth it, always. If someone came to mind like this, and tag them in the comments. And subscribe. New story every week that might just change how you see someone in your life.